Okay, today we are working on 16 through 30. I'm going to do the A problems. You guys are responsible for doing the B and C problems. Okay, so for number 16, it says, give a statement that best supports the following scatter plots. All I'm asking about for these is what type of association would they have? Okay, so if you draw a line that appears to go through most of the dots, okay, about half of them should be above, about half of them should be below. This one, if you drew a line, that would be a positive association. Okay, positive association. Okay, positive association. You could also say that as the average daily temperature increases, the number of visitors at the beach would increase. Okay, that's what a positive association means. So as this increases as well. Okay, either one could be said. For number 17, give an equation for the line of best fit. The line is already drawn there. You just have to write the equation. So the equation is always going to be in a y equals mx plus b form. You have to draw a line. We're on number 17. Y equals mx plus b. Okay? Mx plus b. So b is your y-intercept. If you look at the line, this crosses at 0. So here, all you have to fill in is the y equals the m and the b. So this is going to be a plus 0 at the end. The m, you need to figure out what is the slope. Yes.
Yours looks different for one word. What? Oh my God, it's exactly the same.
So, take 2 points on the line and figure out the slope. So, go from here to, say, here. This is a nice crossing point. Or this one. Okay, it doesn't really matter. So, here. To get from here to here, how much do you go up and how much do you go over? So, to get from here to here, how much do you go up?
Up 2.
Okay. Up 65. Up 65 and over 10. This does have to be reduced. What goes into both 65 and 10?
5.
5. So what would that reduce to be?
5. 2 and...
How many times does 5 go into 65?
15. 1. 11.
Okay.
11.
13. 13 over 2. So your equation here would be y equals 13 over 2x. If you write the plus 0, that's fine. If you don't, that is also fine. Yes.
So if you like divide it already and you get like 4 and 8, let's just say you got 4 and 8. We need to divide it like lower.
You have to reduce it as far as it goes, yes. It needs to be fully reduced. Yes. Okay, for number 18, it says use the information from number 17 to answer the questions below. So using graph A, how much is one pizza? So if we were going to find the cost for one pizza, so 10 pizzas cost $65. If we were going to figure out the cost for one pizza, it would be 3 over 2. 13 over 2. What is 13 over 2 as far as dollars? What's 13 divided by 2?
$16.
$16.
6.5 or $6.50.
That's what I meant.
$6.50. That's it. $6.50. Yeah, you're right. 6.5. So $6.50. That's it.
That's for one pizza?
For one pizza,
I
yes.
need to go to Little Caesars.
Okay, for number 19, how many students were surveyed? Okay, you are looking here to figure out which number. How many total students were surveyed here? Is it the 125, 35, 105, 55, or 160? How many total students were surveyed? 160. 160. That's your answer. Okay, so it's just looking at the information and picking out the right number. That's it. Okay. Using table A, what percentage of students like skateboards but not snowmobiles? So skateboards but not snowmobiles. So like skateboards, do not like snowmobiles is 45 out of what's your total?
125.
160. So you would have to do 45 divided by 160. Okay, and I want you to write it as a percentage. So 45 divided by 160. You can use a calculator, is equal to 0.281. Write that as a 0.281, and you can round to the nearest whole number. So this would be 28%. Okay, 28%. You don't have to write it as 28.1. So just 28%. Next page. Let's do we'll do A and B on this, okay? Are these functions? How do you know something is a function? All different x values. Okay, so if we look at these, does this have all different x values?
Yes.
Yes, so A is a function. Yes, that is a function. How about B? Is this a function?
Yes.
Yes. Okay, because 2 and -2, that's fine. I want to find one that's not a function and show you how to remove one. C. This is not a function. Okay, so it asks if not, remove the ordered pair that would then make it a function. So you could take out just one of the ones that has a -7. Okay? And that's all you'd have to do. Just take out one of the ones that had a -7. Not right now. For number 22A, which has the greatest rate of change? Okay, so rate of change, you're talking about the slope. Okay, here. The slope here is 3/4. That one's easy. If you're going to look at this one, rate of change is always y over x. So here, what's the rate of change as far as y? Plus 5 and plus 1. So the rate of change is 5 over 1. Here, rate of change. So change in x is what? Change in x is plus 3. Change in y is what? Change in y is plus 3. So rate of change is 3 over 3, which is equal to 1. So which has the biggest rate of change? The last one. This table would have the greatest rate of change. Okay, so you're looking at between the three, which would have the greatest rate of change. I'm sorry? You didn't get number 20? Number 20 was 28%. Say here, match the following solutions to their equations. Answers will not be repeated. So these are all of the different solutions. Basically, you have to take all of these numbers and plug into the different equations and figure out which ones will work. Okay, so you literally just have to take all of these numbers, plug in to figure out which ones will work in which equation. So you're going to have to plug those in. There will be some like this on the final, yes, for sure.
Is this our last test?
Yes, that's why it's called a final.
Just making sure.
It's still
Final. Yeah.
I thought that one test.
No. The final is the last test.
That one called.
I know. The test we took was just called Unit 8.
But wasn't that worth like
Yes. Tests are worth a lot. Write the equation for the following line. Okay? This one.
number 23?
Okay, listen. For number 24, write the equation for the following line. Equation of a line is always a y equals mx plus b equation. Guys, we're almost done. Okay? It's always going to be written as y equals. Here, we want to figure out what is the y-intercept. Where does this cross the y-axis?
3.
Plus 3. Okay? How does it move to get from one point to the next point? So pick another point. So how would you get from here to say right here? How would you move?
down 2 over 1.
Down, looks like down 1 over 2. So down 1 over 2. So the equation for this line would be y equals -1/2 x plus 3. Y equals mx plus b. Okay, for number 25, write an equation for the following. Okay, here, you're going to want to draw a graph. Okay, so you will want to draw a graph. If you need grids, you're welcome to use them. Okay, so I'm going to use a grid here.
Do you have to use a bridge?
You don't have to, but it'd be easiest.
No.
I'm sorry?
Can't you just tell by the...
You can tell, yeah, if you want to. If you want to plug into y equals mx plus b. Okay, write an equation. You're going to plug in here. So this is your m, this is your x, and this is your y. Okay, and you would have to plug in to find b. So y, here you would plug in a 2. 2 is equal to your m is 7 times x is 1 plus b. and you're going to solve for b. So 2 equals 7 plus b. To get b by itself, you'd subtract 7 from both sides. Negative 5 is equal to b. Then you just plug in. So y equals your m, we said was 7 times x minus 5. So then you just plug in y equals, you're going to plug into your m and your b. So you could do it that way, that's fine. 7x minus 5. Nope. Same thing here, write an equation for the following. Okay, so here you could find the slope and the y-intercept, right? So here if we wanted to find the slope, it's always change in y over change in x. So how much does y change?
A lot.
How much do you change to get from 2 to 4? 2. How much does x change to get from 3 to 5? 2. So the slope ends up being 1. Okay? Then you do the same thing here. Y equals mx plus b. Pick one of these equations or one of these points. I would use that one, and you're going to plug in for the y. So 2 equals your m here is 1. The x is 3 plus b, and you're going to solve for b. So 2 equals 3 plus b. To get b by itself, you'd subtract 3 from both sides. So negative 1 equals b. Then we're going to plug in the m and the b into your slope-intercept form. So y equals mx, so 1 times x minus 1 for b. Y equals 1x minus 1. If you don't write the 1 in front of the x, it's the same thing. Number 27, okay, describe the transformation from image to the pre-image, okay? So again, you're going to use patty paper and figure out how would I get from one picture to the next. Okay, so here, how would you get from one picture to the next? This one, it looks like you're just going to translate. Okay, so you just have to tell me how many.
Translate 2 down.
So how many would you have to move over? So here you would have to move over, looks like 1, 2 down, and over what? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, I think. So move over 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, so 2 down, 6 right. And that was a translate. Translate 2 down and 6 right. Which one? Maybe in a little bit. We can do that, yeah. Okay, last one's on the back. Explain how you know the following figures are congruent. Right now is not the time.
What?
Because I'm in the middle of doing something. Okay, you need to go sit down.
Sit down, Dylan.
Go sit down.
Remember your words class.
Okay, so how do you know that these are congruent? Literally, you could translate down. Translate down. That's it. Okay? This one, how would you know these are congruent? You could reflect. Okay? That's pretty easy. Which transformation does preserve the length of the sides of a figure? What does that mean, basically? What's the only kind of transformation that changes something's size and shape? Dilation. Okay? So which kinds of transformation preserves the lengths of the sides? That means which ones will the side lengths stay the same? Translation. What else?
Reflection.
Translation. Reflection. Rotation. Anything else? Translation, reflection, rotation. That's it. That's it. Okay, dilation is the only one that changes something. Okay, so the one that does not preserve the size would be dilation. Okay, which graphs are functions and which ones are not functions. Okay, so you guys, for just looking at A, is this a function?
No.
No. Okay, remember, you're going to do the vertical line test. Is this a function?
Maybe.
Maybe.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, is this a function?
No.
No. Okay, because if you drew a vertical line, it would hit twice.
Yeah.
Okay, you guys are responsible for doing all the rest of these, and you should have plenty of time to finish by the time, or by the end of class.